5 o'clock.
Good afternoon, everyone. It being 5 p.m., the Lafourche Parish Council regular meeting of November 25th, 2025 is hereby called to order. Ms. Carleen, can you please conduct roll call?
Yes, sir. Councilman Brumfield. Present. Councilman Adams. Here. Vice Chair Perk.
Here.
Councilman Melvin. Here. Councilman Pierce. Here. Councilman Arabi. Here. Chairman Otan is not here tonight. Councilwoman Chasson. Here. Councilman Lorraine. Here. Parish President Ogeron.
Thank you, Ms. Carleen. If everyone would please rise, we will be led with the invocation by Councilman Melvin, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Brumfield.
Lord, please bless us as we come together for this holiday season and to carry out our duties for the benefits of the people we serve, the taxpayers of Lafourche Parish, our fellow citizens. Please keep us all safe during the holidays, and we just pray for all those who may be suffering with some illness right now. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I would like to welcome everybody for attending tonight's meeting, and I would politely ask everyone to silence their electronic devices out of respect to all in the council chambers. I would also like to remind everyone wishing to address the council, please complete the blue form located on the back table of the council chambers and get it to our council clerk, and we will recognize you during agenda item E, public wishing to address the council. As a reminder, you have 3 minutes to address the council. Also, when we get to ordinances, I will ask for public input as it relates to that particular ordinance prior to deliberation and voting from the council. With all that said, let's begin the meeting. Item A, I don't see we have any state or federal legislators. Item B, Lafourche Parish Outstanding Citizen. We have one presentation. Councilman Adams.
All right. We have an outstanding citizen, Ms. Carly Adams, and I have a little write-up right here to read. I know, that's why. So I can't look at what I was going to laugh.
You've been snookered.
Carly is a single mom and a small business owner. She still finds time to give back to her community. Carly volunteers at the Chack Bay Volunteer Fire Department. She holds several certifications from FETA and the EMR certification from the Bureau of EMS. She volunteers countless hours to the LA Gumbo Festival. Her leadership helped the Sunday's Live auction double its fundraising funds for the festival. She schedules and organizes the fire department prevention program and teaches fire safety to the community's elementary schools and daycare. She recognizes our community needed a safe place for the kids to trick or treat. She started a Chack-based trunk or treat, which is well attended by local families at the Chack Bay Fairgrounds. Declaration, I hereby declare that to the best of my knowledge, all the information provided is accurate and correct. Oh, I don't have to read that part? My bad, I'm sorry, Carly.
Now read the Outstanding Citizen Award.
Oh, now I'm gonna read the Outstanding Citizen Award. It's the first time I do this, y'all. And I can't see. Whereas the Lafourche Parish Council, through Resolution 18-004, created the Outstanding Citizens Award Program to recognize Lafourche Parish residents for extraordinary accomplishments, heroic and courageous efforts, and selfless service and deeds that improve the lives of residents of Lafourche Parish. Now, therefore, on behalf of Lafourche Parish Council of the Lafourche Parish, Lafourche the Parish Council, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, we do hereby declare we recognize Carly Adams as the recipient of the Outstanding Citizen Award for her outstanding service to Lafourche Parish and offer our congratulations for achieving this honor. Dude, that was rough.
I think we're going to take a picture.
Yeah, take a picture. What I got to give her?
Everything in that envelope. Put everything back in the envelope and give it to her.
She was actually told that her business was going to be receiving a new franchise tax, so she was coming in a little bit angry.
I think that's wonderful. No. Good job. Good job.
Would you like to say anything?
You can say anything you want. Just say your name and address for the record.
Yes, name and address for the record, please.
My name is Carly Adams. My address is 111 Hatchet Lane in Thibodaux, Louisiana, 70301 for the record. I just want to say thank y'all very much. I appreciate the recognition, and that's definitely not why I do what I do, but I appreciate this very much. And Dad, I can't believe you pulled that off. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you, Chad, for nominating her. Okay, next item, presentations and/or updates. Ms. Carleen, we do have Paula Rome with Entergy regarding our streetlight update.
James has a presentation for me. Thank y'all for having us this evening.
Name and address.
I'm sorry, name and address, Paula Rome, 4839 Highway 308, Raceland. Thank you, James. There we go. Just put it on like you had it. I can talk from there.
Maybe the street lights out. That's what I said.
You want to just go to the first slide for me? If you can. There we go. I'm gonna have to step away to look a little bit. Okay, so while we're here to talk about streetlights, I wanted to give y'all an update on our resiliency, our pole
Rachel.
change-out program
Are you
that we're
picking
working
her
on
up?
right now. In 2025, sorry, I'm not over now.
No, ma'am.
2025.
Flip.
Tell her. You have to talk into the mic.
Sorry.
All we can do is flip.
Okay, y'all can see the numbers better than I can. In 2025, we completed over 900 new poles that we have installed across Lafourche Parish. Y'all saw those go up in Thibodaux. We did a slew of poles from Bollinger in Lockport all the way to Schwest and cut off along 308. The town of Lockport got a lot of poles. The good news is that we're not done. So we have an additional almost 1,000 poles that we have planned to put up in 2026. So you will continue to see the work. We have worked very closely with Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office for traffic control. Haven't had any major complaints about that. If y'all get any feedback, please provide it to us. And I wanted to point out that as you see the poles being changed, you're probably seeing the stub pole being left there. So our process is that when we change out the pole, we have to cut off the top of the pole and leave the pole there for the communication lines because Energy can't legally move their lines. So we work in the engine system and we put in, that's the system that all the utilities communicate in. And so we put into that system when we have changed out a pole for AT&T, Rev, whoever it is, the communication line to change it out after. Once they let us know that they have moved their line, then Energy comes back and removes the stub poles. So I wanted to give y'all a heads up. If you haven't got questions about that yet, you probably will from your constituents. I wanted y'all to understand the process. Next slide, James. So about 3 weeks ago or so, Mitch had given us a list of about 14, right under 1,400 lights that were out across Lafourche Parish. Our linemen have worked diligently, and we promised to have all the lights fixed by December 5th in the parish. And I'm happy to report that as of right now, as we speak, 98% is complete, and we will have the additional lights complete by the end of the week. So that will be, you should see, and all of those, the new lights that are going up are all LED lights. So bright. You may get questions from constituents about the color of the light. I do sometimes get some questions from some of our older residents asking, you know, Paula, why can't we get like that amber look? Those are the HPS lights that are no longer being made anymore. They're not manufactured. So everything's going to LED, which will be more energy efficient and better moving forward anyway. So you can see the breakdown on there real quick. That just shows we did find some that were Sleeka owned and some that were private area lights, which means the residents pay for those in their area. And so we have to handle those a little differently. We have to look at each resident's bill, see if they're still paying for it, and then we'll go reconnect them from there. But we'll handle those one-on-one. Okay, next slide. And just moving forward, a lot of you are familiar with our Energy app on how to report streetlights. If you log in, if you are an Energy customer and log into the app to pay your bill, it's the exact same app. And you can log in streetlights out, and that creates a work order right away. And our commits right now in streetlights is about 14 days since we're changing a bunch of the LED fixtures out. Any questions? And I'm sorry, I also have Anna, Gail Orlana, who is with me. Anna is my supervisor in Energy Customer Service. Yes, sir.
Okay, Bo?
Thank you, Paula, for that update. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill.
And I've been seeing polls all the way going to Assumption and all that too as well. So let me ask you, and I had a constituent call me the other day, and he said, I'm noticing all these new polls, which are probably good. They're a lot stronger, more efficient. But he said, like, are they paying for that? Or is that like a tacked on hurricane fee or like grant money? Like, so how's that being paid for in just out of curiosity?
It is going to ultimately be paid for by the Energy customers statewide. And it will be similar to a hurricane fee. That was approved 2 years ago at the Public Service Commission. For how long?
I don't know if we have the term, but we were approved. How much for how long? Per customer is going to be, very small
Hannah.
amount, but it's 1.9 billion. Oh,
Name and
sorry.
address, Hannah.
Ana Gail Orellana, and I'm at 325 Yenny Drive in Kenner 7065.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically the $1.9 billion that was approved by the LPSC for statewide replacements. I don't have the dollar amount for each customer bill, but we can get you that. And as far as the term, I don't have that information, but we will be able to provide you exactly what that is on a bill. But it would be, once you spread it out across all customers, because we all will be paying for that, the goal of the resiliency program is to ensure that not that there will be an outage, but if there is a significant weather event that comes through, these poles are all rated 150 mile per hour wind. So the idea is that the restoration will be quicker, but also the cost will be a lot less. So we'll be paying less for storms. So the idea of the resiliency dollars is to be able to spend the money now, because once you have a hurricane and we have to go replace a pole, it's usually, 3, 4, 5 times more expensive than actually doing it during routine work. So the idea is if we're able to keep the pole standing through a hurricane, and all we have to do is replace the wires, the restoration time is a lot shorter, but also the expense is going to be a lot less, right?
Mr. Terry?
Paul, I want to thank you for coming out here and giving us that report here tonight, and letting us know what's happening in Lafourche Parish, what energy is doing to improve our electrical system, and also for the job y'all doing with our street lights, because we, like Mitch said, we do have several of them that were out, and I know y'all seen my name on there quite a few times because I send them just about every day. But the question I have is, I have a constituent that has 2 private lights that was put up by Energy for them. How they go about getting it repaired? Can I just send that one in for them, or?
You can send it to me, Terry. I just need their account number to make sure they're paying for it, and then I'll put in a ticket to fix it.
Well, that's the first question I asked, if they were still paying for it, and they said, yeah, they are. So.
And that's what we do. The first thing we
But
look at the
we're
bill.
gonna double check it and see it, and then I'll just get it to you, and then we can see if I get it taken care of.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I think we have Mr. Daniel. Get it?
It's on?
You're not on. Turn your mic off and then put it back on.
Don't press the button.
Don't touch
the
them.
button.
No, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Take your mic off.
Take it off for a minute? Yeah.
Okay. Now put it back. Now put it back on. Now put it back on. He's not coming up.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Talk loud.
Just talk loud.
There you
Got
go.
it. There you go.
Hey, it's on. Thank you, Mark. I didn't know you were that good. But anyway, thank you for coming. The Leon Ontario floodgates, from there south, that's the floodgate on the south side of Ward 10. All those pilings were basically changed. Go on to Fouchon. You might have some wooden pilings at Fouchon, I don't know. But, so how far are you going? Are you coming through the town of Golden Meadow?
Yes, sir. We do have plans to come through the main drag of Golden Meadow, the 32,
Okay.
35, and then LA1. That's slated for next year. And then we do actually have a handful of poles to change in Fouchon and Grand Isle, although the majority of those are brand new since Ida.
Right, I would think so. But also, are you going to be going down some streets or not?
So, Mr.
Every
Daniel,
now and then somebody will call you with an old rotten pole, at least that's what they see.
right.
And so then we
So the
follow.
first pot of money that we got approved from the Public Service Commission, what we did was we looked at the poles that were hurt and messed up for the previous storms for the last 10 years and kind of overlaid those maps, and that's how we chose what poles were being changed. The most of the work that we're doing this phase of money is hitting the main drags, like the 32, 35, LA1, 308. I
said, maybe you're lucky, you know.
Depends where he was. He might have been feeding another important
Right.
customer or something. But the next phase of the funding that we're hoping to go after the Public Service Commission in a few years will include some of those laterals, like the neighborhoods.
So when is that
So you may
phase of
see that.
funding going to come available?
We're still a few years out from that.
A year or two?
Well, and I do have a quick update on that. So right now, we're working on what those projects are going to look like for Phase 2.
Okay.
We're seeking, probably in the next year or so, going to seek approval from the LPSC for Phase 2. And I know that, Paul, didn't have the numbers, but, I mean, thus far, we've replaced 838 poles in Lafourche Parish. And in 2026, they're going to be replacing another 908 poles.
Right. And another thing I'd like to say, your street lights. About a year ago, it was terrible. Couldn't have been any worse than what it was. But you got some new employees that came in, and I'm going to tell you, from what I saw with these new employees, with the contractor Bird, these guys don't play. You finally got the right people in that position, and you really don't have to wait too long for a light. But a year ago, we were crying. It was terrible. But
Yeah, we have a
y'all fixed
local
the
guy
problem.
that I think you know
The
personally.
problem was fixed, taken care of. So I got to tell you, the people that work for Bird, I got to commend them.
Thank you for that.
And
We'll pass that on, Mr. Daniel. Thank
Let
you.
them know. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Anybody else? Mitch? I did have conversation with President Ogeron, and he said, he had met with Energy, and they came up to some agreements, and he gave them some goals to meet, and they're on course to meet those goals. So we appreciate you guys listening to what we had to say. So,
Thank you, Mark, and we appreciate y'all working with us. All right, thank you.
Mitch?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, or Vice Chair, should I say. We did meet with Entergy a few weeks ago. CEO, Mr. Philip May, did come down as well, along with the rest of, or part of their executive team, so we can talk about some of the issues that we have in Lafourche. To also go over the resiliency plan that they have and the lighting situation in particular. And one of the items that we discussed was that in their franchise agreement. My commitment to them was that we would be putting the franchise agreement back on the agenda once they completed the lighting process. So them meeting those goals, we're going to continue to hold up our end of the bargain as well. I do want to thank Entergy for stepping up to the plate and taking action on this immediately. 20% of the lights across the parish was a public safety issue that we felt was of grave importance, and that they needed to step up to the plate to be able to make it happen, considering we pay for those lights. So thank you again, Entergy, for knocking that out. We look forward to reaching the goal and continuing forward. Thank you.
And I'd like to make one comment. With our pole situation going up, we were having a challenge with DOTD getting some permits to put the steel poles up on 308. And I want to thank President Ogeron for helping us with DOTD to get that approved. So thank you, Mitch.
Great. It's good when the partnerships work together. Okay, next item on the agenda. I see we have no engineers or architect report here to report. Item E, public wishing to address the council. Ms. Carleen?
Mr. Ron Sapie, if you'd come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, Mr. Sapie, and please remember you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Ron Sopke, 110 Bourgeois Street, Racine, Louisiana, 70394. The Lafourche Commission on Women's Secretary, and I'm here to address y'all about the budget amendment to increase giving $10,000 to the commission for the Louisiana Girls Leadership Academy. Before the meeting, I've given you a 3-page paper of expenses and different things that we spend money on, where we spend them. You see that if you look at the first page, you see that we spent $42,000 just on LGLA. That does not include the next page, which is the governor's dinner, of another $8,000. So in summary, if you compare year to year to year, we have the same amount of girls with less money. We have almost over 300 girls that apply to attend, and as you can see on the expenses, we're only taking 80 of them, 80 out of 300. And I just want to go to the invoice from Nichols, so we see exactly how much money we spend. That goes right here into the parish and goes right back to Nichols. $27,595.96 is what we spent in the 2025 Louisiana Girls Leadership Academy. And with that, I'll answer any questions that you all may have.
I have one question, and I'll turn the gavel over to Ms. Carleen. I know we currently commit $10,000 annually to this program. Do y'all receive funding from any other outside sources?
Thibodeau 775. Okay. This is Kristen Insomni. She is the chair of the Louisiana Girls Leadership Academy, and she can answer that directly for you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Name and address, please,
Sure.
for the record.
Kristen Anselmi, 133 Rosedan Drive, Thibodeau. So we receive funding. We actually go out, Entergy is actually one of our sponsors. We get a lot of grants and different organizations from different parishes that help to send their young women here. So we have a lot of entities. Thibodeau is one of our sponsors directly. like Republican Women of Jefferson Parish, they think they paid to send 10 young women last year. So we actually, starting in January, I hit the road with Dr. Batto, and we go out and we find lots of sponsors.
Okay. And the only other, do you know about how much those outside sources go to this funding relative to?
Oh, percentages?
Well, relative to the dollar amount. I know we give 10,000 relative, all of these others. I'm just trying to figure out where you guys are running short, right?
So we're
'Cause
not
we've got
running short
roughly
at
about-
this moment because we have cut so much.
Okay.
We continue to be conservative because prior to 2022, when inflation hit, so for instance, food used to cost more, so instead, Nichols, earmuffs, instead of bringing the young women to the dining hall, we figured out we could save money by going and getting a grocery store partner and bringing breakfast to the dining hall and doing that ourselves. So that's one of the things that we do. So we've cut expenses in a lot of different areas. That way we wouldn't have to hold off on the quality of the program or the number of participants, because that was really important to us to maintain that. So if additional funding is received, it would, of course, at any time we receive the check from the parish, the first thing we do, we go and we give it directly to Nichols to go towards that fee bill. So that's why Ron asked for it. We would be looking at increasing that number of young women from Lafourche Parish. I think Thibodeau High alone, we had 20 applications. We took 35 young women from Lafourche Parish across all the schools.
Okay. Mr. Daniel?
Rachel, put it on me. It's not.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Daniel. Hit the red button, hit your button and just go. Now try.
Okay.
There we go.
All I want to say that this is a great program. I've been involved helping these ladies for a long time. When Ms. Randolph was here, we'd give them $20,000 a year. And then Jimmy Cantrell come along, and one year we gave him $25,000. So what I'm looking at hopefully trying to continue this program, because it benefits, believe it or not, the whole parish. It's a 4-day deal. I attend just about the banquet, which is the last day, and we attended the supper, me and DJ, and I get to attend a lot of things because I don't have a job. I'm retired, and I got the parish. But anyway, it's something that you really have to go to see. And I feel when the previous administration came in, not talking about Mitch, for some reason they went to 10,000. And a couple of times they didn't even put it in the budget. We had to come up here and vote for it after, which was terrible because they could have put it. I got to give it to Mitch, the 10,000 is in the budget. And it's coming out of road royalty. Well, I think, and I saw that the last one I went to, y'all made some cuts. I know y'all cut a good bit of stuff. And I could tell the last banquet I went to, the last day, usually they have food and everybody socializes and all, and they cut all that out. Because, you know, they're getting low in funds, and I could understand that. But what I'm looking at to give them another 10,000 out of road royalty. And you know why? I watch a lot of news. I watch a lot of world news. Donald Trump has signed executive order where the restrictions on drilling won't be as bad as it was. When Joe Biden was there, you couldn't drill because of the restrictions. That's gone. And he also said he's going to open up the Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico, whichever way you want to go. So I'm looking at this year, I promise you, your road royalty is going to go up because your road royalty is based on drilling. So once he opens all that up, and you're gonna have a little drilling going on, you're gonna have a few more boats going to work, you're gonna have more people going to work, I say the road royalty is gonna go up. So that's why I would like to take an additional 10,000 out of road royalty and let the Commission for Women have it. If y'all haven't been to their program, you need to try to go. They used to have 50 ladies attend. Last time they had 80. They don't like to leave nobody out. Now, this is not just Lafourche and Terrebonne. This is the whole state of Louisiana. The whole state. You ought to see these girls. It's awesome. 11 juniors and seniors, I guess. And they learn a lot of socializing. They learn a lot of things of being together. And they demonstrate at the end of the program. They get some teams of 10 young women, and they do a little play. And it's unbelievable what they come out with. And a lot of it is discussed politically, where they can maybe run for office. And some of them usually do run for office, and some don't. But you could see how they all get along. And it goes very well, and it brings in a lot of money to the parish, tax-wise. Because some of these people stay and sleep, some of them go eat, the parents. You know, I've always said this, when you got these young kids there, they got the nan, the parent, the grandma, the grandpa, the mama, the daddy, the uncle, the aunt, they all come. And they got to pay to get in. So it's a worthwhile program, and I wish the parish council would consider that, because you're going to get more money in rural royalty, believe you. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Any further questions?
I think Councilman Melvin.
There you go. See, Dan, you got to watch the light. When it turns red, that's when it's ready. See? Thank you all for coming. And every year I've been on the council, I've supported it. I'm a little leery because money's so tight right now. However, I'll just tell you the reason more council members don't go is because it's always during our meeting. And this comes first for me. The people put me to be in this chair. So maybe in the future, I'm just saying in the future meetings, you know, you'll have these things. Remember, I know Ron knows, the council meets, because he don't miss a meeting either. The council meets the second and fourth Tuesday every month. Now, some months have a 5-week month, so it's a little confusing. All I'm saying is the reason I haven't attended is because it's always the night we have a council meeting for the supper.
That's a great point. I'm going to tell you the reason why is because we have to work with Nichols' calendar.
Okay.
No, it's not Nichols' calendar, it's Dr. Tollery's calendar, because
Okay.
he hosts the event.
That's fine. I get it.
can bring it up.
So, yeah, I'm just saying, and the reason,
Try to move it.
and I know Dr. Tollery, nice fella, let's use his house for a lot of things.
Yeah.
My thing is, I'm just saying that the reason more council members don't show up is because we have meetings whenever y'all have that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying maybe in the future thinking of, I'm not saying change it this year, of course, but, so that's just my concern that I've seen in years past, why I have not tried to attend, okay? I've
We
wanted
can
to.
also send a list of all the events, like, that might not fall
Yeah,
within that
and that's fine. I don't know what we
timeframe, too.
invited to, what we're not. So again, I just was always invited to
Everything.
this meal or whatever it is for the.
It's a 4-day event.
Okay. We always invited to the last day of
You'll
my
get,
fault.
you'll get an invitation, I know, printed
Okay.
and mailed to
Yeah.
y'all for the dinner that is usually on the council meeting night. And that's my understanding is the problem with that is the calendar with
Okay.
Dr. Tolley and the
Yeah,
university.
I get it. I'm just.
I would love to just be able to snap my fingers and say, hey, we just gonna move it back 1 week.
I'm with you,
on the
Ron. I'm just
third.
telling you, going forward, brother. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. But thank y'all.
Anything else? I know we addressed
Hit it
answered
again.
your question,
There you
Mr. Perk.
The supper is always on the night of a council meeting. I live the furthest one south from here, and after the meeting, I took my car and I drove to Thibodeau, and I went to the supper. And I wasn't there very late, and the banquet is usually on a Thursday, a regular Thursday, okay? So
Tuesday.
I live in South Lafourche, and I went to the supper.
Tuesday.
I drove all the way to Thibodeau, boy, that's far. And then I drove all the way back down to Bar. On a Tuesday, yeah. We left the council meeting, me and DJ, that little DJ right there. And he lives in Thibodeau. So, I mean, come on, man. you know, you can't always have it your way.
Anything else? Thank you, Al.
Thank you, thank you.
Next one, Ms. Carleen.
Ms. Gilda Cooks, if you'd come to the podium, Ms. Cooks, state your name and address for the record. Please remember you have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Gilda Cooks. I live at 124 Biloxi Court, Thibodeau, Louisiana, 70301. I'm here as a follow-up. I've been coming about a year. I haven't been here in a year now, and I have seen no change to what I'm coming about. On November the 11th, on my way to work, about 7:45, I work at Sim Washington Elementary School. I see about 4 vehicles again. I'm here about a red light at the Ridgefield Road, Talbot Avenue in Thibodeau. Very, very dangerous subdivision that has claimed lives. These are only I'm coming here about the accidents I see because my daughter, who just turned 26 Friday, almost lost her life there. She was a medical assistant at Ochsner right here in Raceland, and she can't work no longer. That's how bad her car, and it's a miracle that she's here. Back ablations, haven't had a child yet. I grew up with Mr. Brown that died, Councilman Brown that died, you know, next door neighbor. I grew up in that subdivision. I have a nephew here. I have family still back there that have to travel those roads every day. I'm on pins and needles every day because you never know. You know, my child was just minding her business. She was just going the way she's supposed to go. And somebody come out there and knock her blindsided. I mean, it's a very, very confusing subdivision, intersection, shall I say. It's 4 streets. It's a two-way subdivision. But I think most people are thinking it's a 4-way. When my daughter had her accident, I asked the gentleman personally. I was told one time I came here, oh, everybody's speeding. Everybody's not speeding there. It's not set up correctly. You know, I don't know what it takes. I mean, I saw November the 11th in the morning, November 21st coming home. I see bodies in the cane field, ambulance, people just stretched airbags. What more does it take? I don't know. I don't know why y'all not, if y'all so busy, why don't y'all go pass by? You know, it's ridiculous. Here my daughter have to go and sue somebody who clearly didn't understand what was going on. This man don't deserve to be sued. But because my daughter can't work anymore, she has to work from home now. She was in school to be a nurse. The dream is gone. Okay? All the nerves in her back. Okay? I've called Mr. Waits. I've left 3 or 4 messages. That's what I was told to call. I called all over Thibodeau. Have I got an answer? No. What is going on? Thank you.
Councilman Brumfield.
Ms. Gilda, thank you for coming again. Over the week, I got a text message from the city marshal at the intersection of Talbot and Jefferson. There was a sign placed there by one of the schools in Thibodeau. And the message was that they wanted the sign to be moved because it was in a blind spot they couldn't see coming off of Jefferson to go on to Talbot. Then the thing that aggravates me is whenever there's an accident there, they tag me in it, or they send me videos on social media. I talked to the officer back here, I think last week, they had like 4 accidents there. Friday, a horrible accident.
I can only testify for the ones I see. That's not the ones that I don't see.
Then I witnessed a few driving on the same road. Be honest with you.
Somebody got to have a heart.
To be honest with you, I don't know what else for me to do. You know, we keep having this run around with South Central Planning. We go for a study. You hear nothing about the study. Nobody's reporting. You call them, they say, oh, well, nobody said anything about the intersection or so on and so forth. Then they continue to tell you that, well, the former parish president said that, well, we got grant money to restripe the road, which is a joke. Like I said the last time, that's like putting fruit roll-ups on the street because they come up. But I mean, what it's going to take, really? And I don't know what it's going to take. The last time I went for something to be done, they told me it was going to make it more dangerous. I mean, how much dangerous could it get? That's it.
And I'm just letting y'all know, the bloods of these people, they on y'all hands. Somebody's got to do something. There's a
Okay.
God up above.
Okay, I had a conversation with President Ogeron. I'll let him kind of let us know where we're at. Go
Thank
ahead,
you,
Nick.
Mr. Vice Chair. So I do know that there was some coordination with South Central Planning. I will find out where that's at, 1. 2, if that hasn't yielded any fruit, we'll go and identify some internal funding so we can do the appropriate study there and identify what are the issues and what engineering solutions we're going to have so we can
Okay, we heard that
work
before.
through that. So there are some steps that we have to go through to make sure that we are addressing that intersection appropriately. I'm not going to stand here by any means and say that I'm the expert because I am not. That's why we got to hire the right people to do it. But we'll go and identify the funds, specifically if South Central has not taken any action on it. That I can assure you.
Councilman Lorraine? Okay.
Thank you for coming. This is still the same street that South Central Planning has been working on for over a year. This is the same one? 2 years?
People been dying longer than
Well,
that.
you know, we suggested, and I mean, I'm not no expert, but I could tell you why they don't put a four-way stop like they got in Baldwin. Terry, you familiar with Baldwin? They got a main drag in Baldwin with 4 big stop signs. They said it won't work. Well, how in the hell do you know if it won't work if you don't try it?
Come on now, preach.
They should at least try putting 4-way stops. You know when they're going to put a red light? You really want me to tell you when? Probably had 2 or 3 people got killed there. When they're going to have 100 people get killed, then they might put a red light. But there's no reason why South Central Planning shouldn't address this problem. They tell you that the stop sign won't work. Well, go put it and try it. If it don't work, you pull it out and you do something else. What you had done in 2 years besides nothing. And I'm not blaming Mitch Ogeron. He just became parish president. But come on, man. It's 2 years that they're dealing with this, and these people keep coming and begging to get something done. Y'all don't see it? Some of y'all might not agree with the stop sign. It might not be the right thing, but try it. Try something.
Everybody don't have the same level of intelligence.
Thank you,
It's a
ma'am.
complicated intersection.
Okay, Councilman
I'm sorry.
Brumfield.
So if you continue to travel and you take Talbot all the way till it runs into 3185, that's a 4-way. Just Tiger Drive, I'm sorry. Yes, Tiger Drive all the way to 3185, that's a 4-way. I remember living in Cortez. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Cortez, the subdivision. The street that runs is that 3185 again, at the intersection of 311, yes. My grandmother had a horrible accident there. It took hundreds of accidents just for them to make that a four-way. Just for them to make that a four-way. How much dangerous could it get? For you not to do nothing, for nobody to we keep talking about study. They've been doing a study since I got here. Seriously, since I got here. Since I got here. They've been doing a study since I have gotten here. Every time I go for an answer, it's always a runaround. It's almost like it's a joke.
Now, I must say, when the bridge was out, 3185,
Oh,
they had a little bridge out. They were,
Oh, you need to come back to the mic if you wish to speak.
there was a problem with a bridge on the back highway. He's talking about 3185. Somebody did have the decency when that situation was going on to make sure a police officer was right there for about maybe 2 months. And when I would come home from work, they had a police officer guiding, telling everybody who stopped, who go. That worked fine. But as soon as the bridge started working again, that little water bridge or whatever that was broken, people back to dying again.
I just think it was that's what got me. I think it was a slap in the face for the former District 1 councilman to be killed there. The same person that sat in this seat right here, right where I'm sitting, to be killed at that intersection, and nothing's done. That was just a slap in the face. For that person that sat in his seat, who sat on this council, fought for the constituents of District 1 to be killed at that intersection, and nothing still to be done about it. Really, what is it going to take for real? What is it going to take? Me to get killed there?
What broke my heart was seeing a baby being fed in the cane field. That's where the truck landed.
Okay, anything else? All right. President Ogeron.
So I'd like to follow up with my comment. Again, yes, there have been some questions surrounding that, and I can't answer for all of those. But what I can do is tell you what we're going to do going forward. And let's be clear about what I said that was going to be. We're going to see what it is that South Central Planning has done. And if they have not done anything, we will go and identify funds to hire the appropriate engineer to come up with the design that's necessary to make that intersection safe.
Thank you.
Councilman Brumfield.
And I hope I don't have to take that back. I appreciate that.
Okay, anything else on that matter? Okay, next one, Ms. Carleen.
Ms. Juanette Sedito, if you'd come to the podium, Ms. Sedito, state your name and address for the record, please. Remember, you have 3 minutes.
Yes, Juanette Sedito, 2974 Highway 182, Raceland, Louisiana, 70394. I'm here today in reference to a permit that I'm trying to get to take property off of my mother's name, who's been deceased for probably 4 years now, and put it upon me and my brother. We got it surveyed, we split it in half, but they won't give me a permit because they say that I need a fire hydrant. I need to buy a fire hydrant between $8,000 and $10,000, but I'm not ready just yet to put anything on the property. It's just a matter of separating it between my brother and me. So they won't give me a permit until I get a fire hydrant. Because it's over 500 feet. And I'm
Okay.
not ready to build or
That
put
would
anything
be-
on it yet. I would think that that would come with the permit that I would have to get to put a residence or a trailer or something on the property, along with the sewage treatment plant.
Okay.
You know.
Does the administration, are y'all aware of this? Okay. Can
Thank
we?
you, Mr. Vice Chair. If you would get with us on the sidebar so we can collect your information. I do know the current ordinance is set up to where it is 500 feet. We are looking at a proposed change related to that.
Right.
That's the first thing we need to be aware of. Secondly, there are some opportunities where you can apply for a waiver. That doesn't always necessarily pass. That is something that has to be evaluated on its independent merits.
Right.
So if you can get with us on a sidebar,
Sure.
we'll get your name and address, and we can have a conversation with
Yes, sir.
planning. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
That's my last one.
Okay, that is our last individual addressing public. All right, now if we can, move to item F, approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes of the November 11th, 2025 regular session? So moved by Councilman Adams, seconded by Councilman Broomfield. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? That motion passes. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. Chairman Otan is absent. Number 2, motion to accept the minutes of the November 12, 2025 special session. Can I have a motion from Councilman Adams, second by Councilman Broomfield? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. Chairman Otan. Next item, G, 2026 budget amendments. Amendments to the 2026 operations and maintenance and capital budgets as follows. Amendment number 1, to the 2026 proposed operating maintenance and capital budget introduced by Councilman Lorraine. And this is to provide for the increased funding for Commission on Women, a decrease in Fund 108, the royalty fund of $10,000, and transfer to an increase in Fund 126, Commission on Women, $10,000. Increases to support the Commission on Women organization. I have a motion by Councilman Lorraine, second by Councilman Adams, to approve amendment number 1. Council discussion. Councilman Adams?
My only problem with this right now is we don't have any money. Yes, I know they maybe have royalties next year. There may be opening of drilling in the Gulf. There may be all these maybes. Maybe. If we can't get money we don't have right now. We can't go on a maybe. I mean, you get paid on a maybe? I don't get paid on a maybe. So if we had the money, yeah, that's fine. But right now we can't pay them on a maybe. Maybe this is going to happen. Maybe that's going to happen. Maybe I win the lottery. Maybe I become a millionaire. I don't know. I can't do that. So right now we don't have the money. We come back next year, maybe when we have the money from the maybe drilling.
Thank you, Councilman Adams. President Ogeron? Oh, you want to catch? Okay, we'll go to Councilman Lorraine.
Just remember, at one time, they got 20,000 and 25,000. It all started when Archie Chasson became parish president. It went down to 10. This is going to help the parish. And there's a lot of things you don't have money for that you try and do. But this is, I guarantee you, they cut just about everything they can cut. You don't want to lose the program. You're talking about in Lafourche, and you're talking about people coming from throughout the state. And if you would maybe try to attend, and you'd see for yourself what it's all about.
I have a job.
President Ogeron.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. You know, Daniel, in your passionate speech, you actually made a really good point about how this brings in business into the parish. The Manning Passing Academy brings in millions of dollars into tax incentives, not tax incentives, but tax revenue to the parish. $5 million. And Nichols is in need of some funding, and we have a funding source identified that has some money. If we can do this, we can do it for Nichols. We don't do it for this, doing it for Nichols is the equal same. We do have the potential money in the fund balance to do the extra $10,000, I'll admit. That'll leave us with a balance of $20,000 in the account, as opposed to 30 for next year. That's the dollars. That's the fund balance. To Daniel's point, in 2016, $20,000 was provided. In 2017, $25,000 was provided. 2018, $25,000 was provided. And in 2019, $15,000 was budgeted and the check wasn't cut. The administration held it. And in 2020, $25,000 was cut to make up for 2019 and $20,000 in 2020. Since then, it's been $10K. Since then, Councilman Lorraine had to ask for the money. This time we put it in the budget. This time he's asking for some more. I understand that. I know it's a tough decision. But if we do it for this, we do it for Nichols. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Arabi.
Mr. President, for some reason, I don't think we're comparing apples to apples. We're talking about $10,000 here versus $250,000 for Nichols. $250,000 coming out what fund? Can you please tell me?
Solid waste.
It's still the solid waste fund? So we're going to take $250,000 out our solid waste fund to give to Nichols when the residents of Lafourche Parish are still paying $16 on that bill for garbage. You supporting that? Are you supporting that?
You done, Councilman Arabi? President Ogeron?
The short answer is yes, I do. Because the Manning Passing Academy still brings in $5 million to the parish in sales tax revenue, of which we still collect, and we have an $8 million balance in solid waste. An $8 million balance in solid waste. And we still are pending reimbursement, on invoices we've paid for right-of-way debris from Hurricane Ida, soon to occur. So, yes, I do support Nichols. I do support the fact that the Manning Passing Academy provides for this parish. It brings not just sales tax in terms of hotel and motel, but it brings fishing down the bayou. It brings alligator tourists to Chack Bay, Choctaw, the Zalmans. It impacts the entire parish. It's got a positive impact. But it is the same in terms of principle.
Yes.
And that's the point that I'm making. This is a principled item, pure and simple, not a dollar case.
Councilman Lorraine?
I think the $10,000 is a small chunk of change, and getting back to the $1,650, and don't forget, you're still paying the 7/10 that paid the whole bill all at one time. you wouldn't even be paying $16.50 if you'd have kept the 7/10. But you were looking at tax reform. It happened to be tax increase. But anyway, $2.50 is a lot more than 10, gentlemen. I just wish that y'all would consider supporting it, and we can revisit the $2.50. But it would be tough to take it out of solid waste when people are paying $16.50 per water meter and 7/10, and the people at Thibodeau are paying 2 cents sales tax on that issue. Don't forget that.
Councilman Melvin?
Thank you. And look, sometimes you feel like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? Because athletic department called me, because I might not agree with everything, but I go take a ride, and I went to take a tour, and I know that the Manning Academy has put up money on Nicholls State to build that covered pavilion, that practice field that was not going to be covered. The Mannings paid for that, okay? So they're putting the money into Thibodeau, into Nicholls, and I know that sometimes it's a give and take, and sometimes it might not be right now, but again, sometimes you got to move forward simply because I know there's a place in Florida that has everything sports-wise that's trying to get the Manning camp from us right now, okay? And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you the facts, okay? I don't want to be the one that sees the Manning camp go bye-bye because we're trying to come up with some funds to help them when the Manning camp has put money forward into directly at Nicholls. And I know from talking to folks that there have been, some of the parents, they don't just hang around. They've gone to Fouchon and rented charters. I've been told that. I haven't seen receipts, but that's what I was told. I know that the vice president or maybe the president of General Motors, his son participated. He was in town. You never know what somebody's going to show up and want to make an investment in the parish for things like that. So there's a lot of moving parts, but again, the numbers don't lie. And I'm not saying the Commission for Women don't do things and have a good organization and don't bring some sort of money. All I say is that we know we have real numbers on what the Manning camp brings. Secondly, the $9 billion boondoggle that was going to be a boondoggle, and I said it was going to be in boondoggle, which it was. Thank God we didn't spend the money. And I know we want to have infrastructure and business and economic development in the parish. I just knew that that was going to be a bad deal. So we saved $9 million. Fact, we did, because we didn't move forward with that, okay? So we can talk facts and figures all we want, and I know that we can agree to disagree on some things, but I do say that I have seen where the Manning camp has put hard-earned dollars into the system. They're not just here to do what they do. They do make investments themselves. And again, I just wouldn't want to see it go away, go somewhere else, because remember, we didn't always have them. They've come and gone a few times, and again, they have put money into Nicholls. Thank you.
President Ogeron.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. One last comment related to the $250,000, just to give you an example of the percentages that we're talking about here. We've got an $8 million balance. $250,000 is 3% of the total balance. 3% of the total balance of that account. This money here, Councilman Lorraine, is 30%, well, actually 33.3%, 1/3 of the fund balance. 1/3 of the fund balance. So again, benefits Lafourche, same principles. If it's good enough for this one, it's good enough for Nicholls. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Councilman Arabi.
Again, I don't think I said anywhere when I was against Nicholls. The problem I have is where it's coming from. You know, you keep telling us we got an $8 million balance right now, but how long that's gonna last? You know, garbage keeps going up, and I guarantee you by next year it's gonna go up some more. And you're going to be eating up on your $8 million. Now, if we could find another source to get the money, well, I could maybe go along with it. But taking it out the solid waste fund, can't do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Arabi. There are no other comments. I will turn the gavel over to Ms. Carleen. I've just got, I think that the Manning Passing Academy is a topic for another day. I think there's some opportunities there, and Nichols needs to be able to present that to us. Relative to the Commission on Women, okay, again, just for everybody's enlightenment, the fund, it's going to be taken out of the royalty fund. Our balance at the end of this year for that fund is $745. Okay, the projected fund balance for 2026 is the $30,000 number we asked. So we're depleting that, and I'm just not a big fan of possibly at this juncture where the parish, our budget is so tight, okay? Secondly, relative to this leadership conference, I think this is a great venue. This is something wonderful, right? But we're bringing young ladies in, and we're teaching them to be good leaders, right? Whether it's in our community, in the private sector, or if it's being potential leaders in government. But yet we're asking them to invest zero. Zero. Now, according to one of the board members, they're entertaining an avenue for them to pay a fee, right? That's right. Right. So my point is, we need to have them invest as well, right? And I know some of these girls may be on limited resources and whatnot, but I'm sure that there's something. Look, I was there at that age, right? And I went to conventions. And you know how I paid for it? My parents didn't pay for it. I worked. I had a job. And that's how I paid for it, to get where I got. So I think if we ask them not to pay anything, we're sending the wrong message. The government's going to pay for everything. So that's just my precedent. My opinion is we wait. Let's see how their revenue stream goes for this year relative to them assessing fees for this, and then we can address it next year when we're possibly in a better situation on the budget. Any other comment? Okay. With that said, we're gonna do a roll call vote on this. So I will start with Councilman Brumfield. Yay. Councilman Brumfield. Councilman Adams.
Nay.
Councilman Melvin.
Nay.
Councilman Mr. Terry.
Nay.
Nay. Councilman Pierce, I'm sorry. Councilman Arabi.
Nay.
Councilwoman Chasson.
Yay.
Councilman Lorraine.
Yes.
And myself, nay. We have that motion fails. We have 5 yea, 3 nays, 3 nays, 3. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards. 3 yeas, 5 nays, 1 absence, that being Chairperson Oaktown. Motion fails. Or the amendment fails, I'm sorry. Amendment number 2. To the 2026 proposed operating, maintenance, and capital budgets proposed by Councilman Lorraine to support senior citizens programs and services, a decrease in Fund 109 Board of Health, $40,000, and transfer an increase in Fund 127, Senior Citizens Activity Fund, $40,000. This is an increase to support senior citizens programs and services, Ordinance 6713, Proposition Number 1, millage reduction. I have a motion by Councilman Lorraine, second by Councilman Arabi, to approve Amendment Number 2. Council discussion. Councilman Lorraine.
Yeah. What this is has nothing to do with Council on Aging. This is for the 8 centers in Lafourche Parish. There are 8, I guess you could say, headquarters to help pay the electric bill. You think it's right that elderly people got to sell cupcakes and go out and sell stuff to pay the electric bill? That's sad, but when that happened, and that's what's been going on. But to cover it, on May the 14th, 2024, I got a resolution passed asking for $80,000, $10,000 apiece, which might have been a little bit too much. I asked the administration to do it. It never got done. We can't actually do it, but you can recommend. Senior citizens, keep that in your mind. We talk about Lafourche on the move. Once again, Charlotte Randolph got that started. They're in this tax code. They are paying a tax, and they haven't been receiving any funds. And that's where it's going to come from, gentlemen. Millage, number 1, proposition number 1, millage reduction. 73% public health, including public health units, buildings, services, and activities, and senior citizens programs and services and public buildings other than library facilities, provided, however, at least 1/2 of the said percentage shall be budgeted for public health purposes, and 27% for libraries. Libraries get money here, they got their own proposal, and we still ain't got no libraries in South Lafourche. 5 years we're going on. But anyway, we're talking about senior citizens. Keep that in your mind. Help these people pay that light bill. They said the fees were depleted. Well, when they collect this tax, it's not depleted. They never get it. And not give it to Council on Aging. You give it to the headquarters to help pay their light bill. $5,000 a year. That's really nothing. I mean, just look how the senior citizens have been treated in this parish with the last administration. They had to get out of this building. Of course, you had Ida, but they could have found some room for them people. They had to go rent their own. Now they're building their own building. But you think it's right that a senior citizen, regardless of where they at, has to go out and sell cupcakes and make cakes to pay an electric bill? And they're in this tax code? And if you don't believe me, call Butler Snow. Butler Snow will tell you, you can use that money for that because they were called, but they can't use it for salaries. But they can use it to assist the senior citizen. And that's all I'm asking you guys. It's coming out the tax. And whoever wants to say what they want, they can, but it's coming out the tax.
President Ogeron.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Daniel, I agree with you. We do need to do what we can to help the seniors. We reached out to them in the past to see what programs they need. They had said they didn't need any programs. We willing to make sure that we target, some money in recreation to be able to buy them some, whatever board games they want, bingo cards, et cetera. In fact, I even made a personal donation to the Raceland folks so they can get their bingo game fixed. So we love taking care of our seniors. The biggest issue with this particular proposal is wants to come from Fund 109 as it's written. and adding it to Fund 117. Fund 109 is the fund for our health units. So as it's written, I could not approve this. And the ordinance that's referenced in here is the millage related to drainage. So as it's currently written, it's not a workable item. Councilman Lorraine, I will tell you, though, that I'm committed to working with you to identify appropriate funds so we can work with the senior centers to what effect that looks like. Can't answer that today, but I do make that commitment to you.
Councilman Lorraine.
The only thing I want to say is that for 2-3 years, I've been sitting here and hearing that we're going to help the senior citizens. And you guys, if y'all were paying attention, you heard that coming from the previous administration. And we're going to help them. We're going to help them. Well, let's quit helping them and let's get it done. Get it done.
Any other comments? Okay, no further comments. We will go to a vote on this. We will also do a roll call vote. Councilman Brumfield? So, okay. So we need to vote we are voting as to whether or not we want this amendment to the budget.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chair, Mr. Elvin has a question.
Okay, let me go back to, Councilman Melvin does have a question. I'm sorry I missed him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish when Energy was, you said it's a light bill? I wish when Energy was here earlier, we could have maybe got some funds for them from Energy, but basically, I mean, they were right there too. There'd have been a good goodwill on Energy's part, but since we're talking about electrical, I want to help the elderly as well, because my dad's elderly now. My grandparents made the jump, but in any event, I'm all for helping the elderly. I agree that if something is not written right, Mr. Daniel, I'm with President Ogeron. I want it to be sure it comes out the right place properly and is properly listed. So I'm against the way it's written, but I'm not necessarily against giving them some money, okay, and helping out. So just please know that, and I want to make that very clear. So, you know, right. I mean, a vote. So just be sure that, Mark, and thank you, doing a great job to explain what the up-down vote means. And again, I support, but not the way it's written. Thank you.
Does he want to correct it tonight before they vote?
Councilman Lorraine.
I don't think you can do it at the next meeting because you're going to approve the budget tonight. But if we can get on record from the president that we can bring this up soon, either early in January, where we can get this done, where each center would get $5,000 for their electric bills or whatever. If we can get that from you, well, I'm just asking you. If you tell me we can do it, we're gonna do it, I'll just defer it.
Let me interject. The fund.
I'll pull it if I have to. But I want to get that commitment first. I want it on record.
The fund that it's coming from the 109 Board of Health Fund, which it cannot come from that fund, right? It would actually need to come from a DIP Fund 128, which is a rededicate, and we don't, yeah. So that's the issue when I looked at this.
So are you willing to come up with something in January?
President Ogeron.
I cannot commit to paying the electricity bill, but what I can commit to you right now is that I'll dedicate $5,000 right now of operating funds in rec to be able to work with the senior centers specifically. That I can do. We can go back and visit the budget and look and see what we can potentially gobble up. But I have absolutely no guarantee there because it is extremely tight.
Councilman Lorraine.
So you saying that it's going to be tough to find $40,000? You saying that? Well, we might as well just all go home, gentlemen. How in the hell are we going to fix streets and do everything else if we can't even find $40,000? But are you willing to do it?
Okay. Hold on, Councilman Lorraine. President Ogeron.
I tell you what my commitment is, that I would target $5,000 in recreation to work directly with the recreation centers for programs at their centers. That I am committed to. Finding $40,000 in an item that is going to benefit certain buckets and certain challenges is extremely difficult. Make no bones about it. There are some funds that are down to the bare bones. We just talked about that. Talking about royalty finishing up with $700 for 2025 and $30,000 in 2026. The general fund is in the same boat, ladies and gentlemen, the same boat. We approved at the last meeting our benefits. We had to make some changes to the benefits because we were staring $1 million increase in benefits. We cannot afford that. We did eat a little bit, and we passed some on to the employees. So yes, the budget's tight. But no, I do not want to pack up and go home, and I hope the rest of you guys and gals don't want to either, because that's what we're here to do, is to make a difference in Lafourche, to keep this place moving forward together. So again, my commitment to you, Councilman Lorraine, is that I'll dedicate $5,000 in the recreation fund to work with them, and we'll go and look. That is my guarantee to you.
That's gonna.
Wait up, Mr. Bennett. You gotta put your mic back on.
Councilman Lorraine.
So that'll be done sometime in January? Okay, well, since there was an error on the way it was put, I will pull it, and I will respect Mitch, and hopefully he'll come across, because he's on record saying he will. And I don't really like to do this, but if it wouldn't be for the senior citizens, none of us would be sitting up here. And I think we need to take care of them better than what they have been taking care of in the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Being we had a motion, can you remove your motion and your second? And your second? Okay, thank you. Okay, so that amendment has been removed. Has been pulled. You good, Councilman Melvin? Okay, we good. All right. All right, let's move forward. All right. H, ordinance for discussion and ratification. Ordinance number 4, ordinance to adopt the 2026 operations and maintenance and capital budget for the Lafourche Parish Council, as well as setting the salaries of unclassified employees as provided for by Article 5 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Councilman Melvin for the administration. Is there any discussion from the council? No discussion? There being none, can I have a motion? So moved. I have a motion by Councilman Melvin, second by Councilman Adams. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absentee, and that is Councilman Otam. Okay, I, public hearing and ordinances for ratification. I have a motion by Councilman Adams, second by Councilman Broomfield to open the public hearings. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absentee, Chairperson Otam. Number 5, ordinance amending ordinance number 6914 that approved NOLA Title Group LLC and SRI Services Incorporated to publicly advertise and auction the adjudicated property located on Lafourche Bypass Road, Thibodaux, Louisiana 70301, assessment number 01106-55403, with minimum starting bid of, which is scratched out, $12,648.52 to the new price of $10,777.64, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents. Councilman Melvin for administration. Can I get a second? Second. Mr. Lynn Chasson. Any discussion?
Just a real quick to
President
explain
Ogeron.
why we want to drop the bidding price. There was a lien that was cleared on the property, and that's why we're reducing it down to equal out to what's the taxes owed and the other additional liens. Thanks.
Thank you, President Ogeron. Any other further discussion? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent. Chairman Otam. Thank you, Ms. Colleen. Number 6, ordinance ordering and calling a special election to be held in the parish of Lafourche, state of Louisiana, to authorize the continuation of a special tax therein, making application to the State Bond Commission, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. Councilman Melvin for the administration. Can I get a second? Second, Councilman Adams. Discussion. There's no further discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absentee. Chairman Otam. Can I have a motion? I have a motion by Councilman Adams, second by Councilman Melvin, to close the public hearing. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent. Chairman Otam. Item J, proposed ordinances. Number 7, proposed ordinance to install 2 solar-powered radar display speed limit signs, with 1 to be installed at 118 Morris Street and 1 to be installed at 162 Morris Street, Thibodaux, Louisiana, Ward 6, District 2, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, providing for the installation of 2 solar-powered radar display speed limit signs as designated within the ordinance, and providing penalties for the violations thereof, introduced by Councilman Adams. Number 8, proposed ordinance amending and replacing the previously adopted ordinance ordering and calling a special election to be held in the Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, to authorize the continuation of ad valorem taxes therein, making application to the State Bond Commission, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. Councilman Melvin for the administration. That's it for proposed ordinances. K, resolutions. We have no resolutions. L, motion. I have a motion to dispense. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
To deviate back.
Okay, I need a motion to deviate back to the public hearing for ordinances number 5 and number 6. I have a motion by Councilman Adams, second by Councilman Melvin. All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent, that being Chairperson Otam. So do we need to read them again?
Reread it and then just-
Okay, we will reread ordinance number 5, amending ordinance number 6914 that approved NOLA Title Group LLC and SRI Services Incorporated to publicly advertise and auction adjudicated property located on 4 Bypass Road, Thibodaux, Louisiana, 70301, assessment number 0110655403, with minimum starting bid of scratched out $12,648.52 to $10,777.64, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents. That was moved by Councilman Melvin for administration and second by Ms. Chasson. Do I?
To public, 1, 2, 3.
Right. I need to, okay. So we need to ask, do we have any public comment? Do we have any public comment? Number 2, call out number 3, any public comment? With no further comment, any discussion from the council? No discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent. Chairman Otam. We'll go to number 6, ordinance ordering and calling a special election to be held in the parish of Lafourche, state of Louisiana, to authorize the continuation of a special tax therein, make an application to the State Bond Commission, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. Councilman Melvin for administration, and seconded by Councilman Adams. Do we have any discussion from the public? Anyone from the public wishing to address the council? Last call. Anyone from the public? If there's no further discussion, any discussion from the council? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent. Chairman Otam. We will now need a motion. I have a motion by Councilman Adams, second by Councilman Pierce, to deviate back to item L. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent, being Chairman Otam. Item number 9, a motion to dispense with, we've got a motion to dispense with the Lafourche Parish Council's December 23rd, 2025 meeting. So moved by Councilman Melvin, second by Councilman Adams. Any discussion? Anybody wants to meet on December 23rd? All in favor signify by saying aye. All in favor, all motion for nay. Motion carries. 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent, being Chairman Otam. Item M, Parish President, Department Heads, Directors, or Managers' Reports, Presentations, and/or Updates. Our financial representative is to present the monthly financial reports as required by state agreed upon procedures for October 2025. President Ogeron.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. If it hadn't hit your inbox yet, it should be there here not long, which is a normal monthly report. If you've got any questions, please give it. Myself or Renita would be happy to answer any questions for you on that set of reports.
Thank you. We have received those, and we also, you should have received the, from Public Works, their report. Next item, questions for the administration. Okay. Councilman Melvin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. President Ogeron, I know I've seen some updates, Lafourche Bridge, and I just wanted you to update the public out there, just to make sure. There is a construction meeting coming up, I think it's December 9th or whatnot. It's, I'm close to it if not. I'd like to try to attend that meeting. I know Councilman Pierce said he'd like to attend the meeting. So if you can put us in the loop on that, please, sir. And also, the launch in my district on Highway 308 by Melodia, there's a structure going up, and some people are questioning the cost, this, that, and the other. I've been told it's a grant. Is the freshwater district, they doing that, correct? Okay, because, boy, we getting kind of beat up for it, but I know it's not us. So thank you so much, and we're going to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving later.
You want to do that after you? Any other questions for the administration? Okay, we could, like, for the record, Chairperson Chasson left the chambers at 6:34. Okay, Dan, let's go. Councilman Lorraine.
You want a discussion?
He's going to answer the question?
Yeah, I don't need that with the administration. You already told me what needed to be said.
Okay. President Ogeron will let you answer those two questions relative to Councilman Melvin.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So you are correct, it is December 9th. We'll get Aaron Freimaurer to share with you those details. I'm not quite sure where it's going to occur at. Melodia Boat Launch is owned by the Freshwater District. It's operated by the Freshwater District. We have not taken possession of that boat launch. So they're working on a little pavilion there, but that's purely their project, has nothing to do with us.
Thank you, Mr. President, and let it records show that Councilperson Chasson returned to the chambers at 6:37. Discussions. Councilman Lorraine.
Yeah, I just want to see, and Melvin touched on it, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving throughout the parish and wherever. And I want to tell Mark you ran a good meeting, Mr. Perk. A little nervous, but you came through.
Thank you, Councilman Lorraine. Councilman Arabi.
I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and be safe. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Melvin.
Happy Thanksgiving from the Melvins, and just keep all those who are struggling right now, or especially with something terminal in their lives, keep them in your prayers during this time. Thank you.
Any further discussion? I will just say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Remain safe. Enjoy your time with your family. And remember those that don't have anybody to share it with, right? Those people that are going to be by themselves. That's going to be the toughest. And finally, thanks for your patience this evening. And we had some lengthy discussions, right? But it's for the good of our parish. And the fact that we can have these discussions to move our parish forward, there's nothing wrong with that. It's that we've all generally want what's best from, as I say, South Lafourche to North Lafourche. There's no dividing line, right? So we're all in it together. And so with that said, I will close that out. And this is the part of the meeting that Councilman Adams gets the most excited about. I have an adjournment. I have a motion by Councilman Adams, second by Councilman Broomfield. And with no further business, the Lafourche Parish Council regular meeting of Lafourche of November 25th, 2025 is adjourned at 6:39 p.m. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.